Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy. How are you, buddy? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. I'm okay.
As good as can be.
Yeah, as good as can be over these past few weeks, mate. I know we didn't have a pod last week, and that was painful watching that game.
I just couldn't be asked. I was just like, you know what? I'm just not in the mood.
It was just painful, man.
And then last week it made it even worse. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, as long as you're all right, that's the main thing. All good at my end as well. So not a lot going on here. We'll start as we always do, mate, with our sponsors. So Dunstable Town FC Talk of the Town podcast, where they're sponsored for this season. If you're into non-league football, go and give them a follow on YouTube. Oddballs, myoddballs.com. You can go across there and you can buy pants, socks, scarves, hats, all sorts on there. And obviously 50% of all proceeds go to men's cancer charities. So give them a shout. Fusion Therapeutics, you can go to northwich-physio.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatment with a focus on holistic care dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. The team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or the Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013, or you can book online and the team will be happy to advise you further on this affordable treatment solution. And if you're into the writing side of Washington Commanders, you can go to bleedingburgundy.com, go over and check them out as well. So thank you to everybody who is in the chat, and thanks to all those who download as well. The numbers have been through the roof, so we can't thank you enough, even though we've been off for a week. So cheers to everybody who downloads the pod. We appreciate it. Jesse, Lawrence, and Ian, thank you for being with us. We'll get into it then, mate, as always. First bit is roster moves. We always start normally with a roster move or two here or there, Scouts. The Commanders have announced several roster moves. So Treylon Burks has been added to the 53. Luke McCaffrey and Marshawn Lattimore have been sent to IR. And obviously Jaden Daniels is out indefinitely, which I am sure you will get to. I've programmed bots, Scott G says. I'm not sure what that means, but have we got bots? I don't know.
Scott G's a bot. Tell you that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Bombs activated. I have no idea what that means either. You've been in our chat, but there you go. We'll get into the injury report then from as of today, moving forward. We haven't got one from Thursday's practice. It normally comes out around about now. Trey Amos is got a hip injury, which we talked about on game day. He was a limited participant. Krosky Merritt, Bill, he has a tooth issue, was a limited participant. Jaden Daniels did not practice, obviously, which with his left elbow.
You said Bill's got a tooth problem.
A tooth issue, yeah.
Was he getting some grills or something? What's he getting?
I don't know. Might have toothache. You don't know. Do you know what I mean? It might be one of them things. Zach Ertz was on non-injury related rest. Eddie Goldman, concussion, was limited. Quan Martin, hamstring, did not practice. Terry, quad, did not practice. Von Miller was on a rest day, didn't practice. Jason Newton, ankle, limited participant. Tyler Owens, hamstring, didn't participate. Laramie Tunsil was on a rest day, but also has a hamstring issue. He didn't practice. Bobby Wagner's thumb, he was a full participant, but it's been on the injury report for 3 weeks now. And Colson Yankoff is the final one with a hamstring. He was a limited participant. So, yeah, it's madness.
It's funny though. It's funny. It's funny that you get Von Miller having a rest day, considering that he rests during the game. Doesn't do anything. It's no shit.
Well, he is like 45, isn't he, Scouts? I suppose.
Don't hire him then. Don't hire the guy then. Leave him on the bloody free agent somewhere. Leave him on the bloody scrapping. Do you know what I mean?
As Lawrence says, he says you may as well tell the team to all go home, put the feet up. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't repeat the last bit, but you're right, Lawrence. Absolutely. Don't forget, while we're on here, please like and subscribe to all that good stuff. We do it for you, so you can do it for us. We appreciate you. We'll get into the pain then, Scouse. We will review the 38-14 loss to Seattle. I have put two subtexts to this, which is what went well and what was poor. I can't think there's anything that really went well, let's be honest. Where do you want to start, mate? Offense, defense, where do you want to start?
What went well? The game finished. That's what went well in that game.
Pretty much.
Whistle. That was it. Fucking waste of time. Let's start off with the offense, shall we? On what went wrong.
Absolutely. Well, what went wrong on the game? I mean, offensively, we couldn't get anything going whatsoever. Seattle 65% of a 65% pressure rate, on Jaden at all times. He's running from his life from pretty much day one, and from minute one. It was just a disaster from start to finish. Injuries clearly have played their part, and you haven't got much out there on the field. But it seemed like Jaden wanted to take this game by the scruff of the neck and just go for it. I have heard obviously a lot of hate as well on people, and Scott G put a question in saying those who are saying DQ should be fired need to give their head a wobble. And I've looked back at it in the cold light of day, and DQ was right to give us the accountability and say I probably should have pulled him. And we were all screaming it and saying, why is he still out there?
Is that accountability to put your hand and say, sorry, my bad?
Yes.
Where's the accountability? Where's the fine? Like, where's something? So
you're going to get fined.
You were incompetent.
Your player.
You were incompetent. If you were incompetent in your job, you'd be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, man. Just saying. If I was incompetent, I'd be sued and fired.
It wasn't incompetent. That's the point.
That was incompetence.
No, it wasn't.
That was incompetence, bro.
You can play it both ways. If devil's advocate says if Jaden doesn't get injured, no one's complaining. But he did get injured.
I think
in hindsight, 2020.
You will see a lot of people would say 30 odd to fucking 7 at the time in the fourth quarter. Why is any of your starters in the team? The game's already lost. It's already done. That's what backups are for.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what they're there for. So why the hell are we playing first team dudes to get more experience of getting whooped? No thanks. Just have them all off the team. And I'd be saying that. Say Jaden shouldn't be on the field in the fourth quarter from a 38-7 game down. None of those guys should be on. None of our first team should be on.
I don't disagree with you, because when you're punting from the 50 and you're 30 points down, yeah, I understand it. Do you know what I mean? I understand exactly.
The game's already over. There's no point.
Is done. But do you give up then? And then this whole culture, this whole we never say die attitude. Do you give up and just go, that's it, we're done?
But during the game, they've already given up. You've seen in the game they give up. So, I'm trying to see it your way as well. But it's just like, man,
I'm not about firing DQ over that.
That's gross negligence, to be honest. That's negligence. Any other reasonable head coach would have been like, the game's already done. At the very least, you take your quarterback out, or even more other starters you might be banged up.
No, I understand that. These people, you see other teams do it.
What's DQ doing? What's his job in the game? What's his job? He's not calling the plays. What's he doing? He's managing the game, isn't he? That's what he's doing. So he's managing the timeouts, and he's managing situations. Situations. What situation? Well, we're 38-7 down in the fourth quarter. What are we doing? That should be the first thing in the thought going, well, the game's already lost. I'm not going to get anything back here. Why risk the boys? Why risk them? Just sitting down, bollock them later because he didn't do the business, and then start for next week. Now we've got Jaden out for another 4 weeks or whatever it's going to be. I'm just like, mate, I understand like kind of keep your players out there, try and get some cohesion or whatever. But the thing is, though, the fight was already gone. The fight in that game was already gone, and everyone knew it was over. Even the players knew it was over. So why the hell is Jaden even in the thing? It's just not. It's just not smart, man.
I agree with Scott G's side here by saying injuries can happen on any play to any players. Correct. I agree with you. And then there's plenty of blowouts when that QB is out of the game, but the drive started at 12 minutes 30 left. Okay.
You should have been out in the fourth.
It's a long drive. It's a long drive.
He should have been out. He should have been out by the end of the third, at the very latest. And that's I'm not even just saying about Jaden. Like, I know hindsight's 2020, and as you said before, if it didn't happen, if no one got it, no one would known about it. But the thing is, some people will still be saying, "Why is Jaden still on the field? He's banged up to hell as it is. Why is he on the field? He's already got a done in left knee. Then he's done his hamstring on his right leg, and now he's done his elbow. I mean, how much more banged up do you want him to be, and then carrying playing? It just doesn't make sense. It's stupidity. He's meant to be the franchise. He's meant to be the golden child.
3 injuries in 9 games.
And you're not treating, and you're not treating, what is that? That's neglect. For me, that's fucking neglect to put him out there in that situation.
Well, I don't agree with you there.
Jaden wasn't very good at all anyway, when you think about the game itself.
No, I know. But what's he got to do?
He was running for his life. You're increasing risk of injury to a guy that is already banged up to hell, who at any 1 minute could pull his hamstring again, he's done.
Yeah, so you were saying, do you want to bubble wrap him?
Yeah. That's the whole point. Okay. Why would you pay $100 million for 5 O-linemen if you're not there to actually protect the quarterback? That's the whole goddamn point.
You know, and we can start on the O-line.
He is the fucking merchandise. He is the man. Like, and if you're not looking after him, what's the goddamn point?
Yeah, it's correlations, isn't it, to go back to what we've had in the past with quarterback injuries, but the O-line needs to do their job first and foremost. I thought the offensive line was horrible in this game. They were horrible. They were shit.
Yeah, I mean, and the O-line's been for most of the season.
I know Seattle's got a decent enough defense. Actually, they haven't been that bad. Individually, they've been pretty good, some of them. So Chris Paul's had some very good games where he's given up 0 pressures. Tunsil's given up hardly anything. It's the right-hand side of that line is awful. That's the problem.
Biadasz has not been good either. And Biadasz
no, he hasn't. He's rated as the 15th best center in the NFL if you look at the stats on it at the moment. So he's bang average. You know what I mean? In the middle. But it's Sam Cosmi. You're asking someone to come off a long-term ACL injury to get themselves straight back up to speed, which he hasn't been able to do. And he's whiffed on it. You could see him. He's whiffed on a few plays, and then you've got Connolly Jr., who's a left tackle playing at right tackle, which hasn't worked.
Well, okay. I mean, take the flip side of that with the Connolly thing. Yeah, I get it. I mean, he has been bad. He has, and Cosmi's not helped him one iota. To be honest, Cosmi's made him look worse. Because, as you say, Cosby's still trying to get his own game together, and he's there too busy moaning about fucking some plays to the old lineman coach when deep on the sideline. When deep down, it's his fucking fault for letting the guy whiff right past him. It's kind of like what the bare minimum of an offensive lineman is: get in the fucking way, get in the way, just get in the way of that guy trying to get hold of Jaden. You know what I mean?
That's your job, yeah.
That's your job. Just get in the goddamn way of the guy. Don't run away from a dude. Don't double team this fucking guy when you got this guy on his own here. It's basics. Like, and this is what pisses me off. Like, Cosmi was he an all-pro or at least a Pro Bowler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a Pro Bowler, yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. He is at his best. He is a very good guard. But the thing is, like, even he's making dumb mistakes. I understand if his knee's not right, then he shouldn't be on the field. Do you see what I mean? Like, this is the other problem. You see, it's kind of like you want him to come in halfway through the season and go, yeah. And we were all saying it before, and it's going to be better than Wiley. It's going to be better than Allegretti, who was playing there at the time. It's going to be better than this guy, even when Cosme, as you say, he's been out for a year, and he's still trying to get his sharpness back. And we're trying to ask him to do that during games, which is obviously, again, is a hard thing to do. Yeah, so I can see why he's having ups and downs at the moment. But it doesn't help that he's not helping Connolly, and Connolly's not helping him either. So again, let's say the team cohesion isn't there. You mentioned this camaraderie and this kind of ball is life and fucking all this stuff. I don't see it across the board. I just don't see it across the board. You look at the O-line, you look at the running backs. I mean, even when Bill got the ball, all he was doing was jump cutting directly into a player. Like what are you doing, bro? Like it's these little things that he wasn't doing that earlier in the season. Like,
do you think that's decision? Do you think that's players' decision making, low on confidence? Is that what it is? Or is it the fact that, as Lawrence has pointed out here, and I agree with his point, he's saying Seattle were able to create pressure due to us not having a wide receiver that can stretch the field or separate? Yeah, agreed. Completely.
I agree.
If you take that away and you're going up against what is the second best running, second best against the rush in the NFL defense, you're going to struggle, especially if you're trying to establish the run. Because this is a very, very good defense. So, as I said before, 62% of passes or dropbacks from Jaden were pressured. Do you know what I mean? If you've been pressured that much time, it's inevitable that you're going to make mistakes and that you're going to run. You're going to try and use him as a battering ram. But I'm not seeing different play calls either. I'm not seeing Debo being worked in. I'm not seeing short screens. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing Cliff in his bag, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not bagging on Cliff because initially, Jesse will tell you, I was fuming at Cliff Kingsbury. I'm saying fucking get rid of him.
Fair.
He's useless.
I mean, there's one thing that's
regression. We were told about the regression. We were told that this could happen. Has he regressed, or is it the fact that injuries have just taken their absolute toll? I think it's a bit of both, and I didn't think he could scheme up that well.
I agree with a bit of both there. I think one person that we haven't laid any blame on really is Jaden. Jaden has not been good. He has not been good. He has missed wide open dudes, man, many times. You look at that Seattle game.
I showed you that picture, didn't I?
You showed me one of them, so it made me look into it a bit more. And I was like, man, he's missing wide open dudes. Like, he's seeing it, and then he's just not delivering the ball. He's holding on to that extra second too long, and then he's got to bail out and run. Like, what's he doing? Like, what's he trying to do? Like last season, he was seeing those reads, and it was bang. It was right on the money. This year, he's just not doing that. It's like he's afraid to throw that ball. It was weird. It was really weird, man.
And do you think that's down to injury concerns? Do you think that's because he's like confidence as well?
Being that he is banged up, But the thing is, the weird thing is that he wants to keep hold of the ball and take more hits. That doesn't make any sense to me either. Wouldn't you be like kind of, if you lack of confidence, you would throw the screen all day, wouldn't you? All these like little 5 or 10 yard hitches. That's all you would actually be doing. But it's like, no, I'd rather run with the ball and take a sack or run for 2 or 3 yards and take another hit when he doesn't need to. It's like there's been plenty of times. I mean, even Kurt Warner's on his case at the moment as well.
I saw that. Yeah, I mean, Lawrence here is saying
our video was like, whoa, this is like, he's missing wide open receivers, and we know we haven't got any receivers. We don't. And now this is against Seattle, so the guys were wide open, man, and Jane wasn't delivering the ball. So there's an element to him as well, for sure.
Lawrence saying here, dare I say it, we miss out on JD taking Drake May. No, I don't agree with that at all. No. Still think Jaden's going to be a better quarterback and is a better quarterback than Drake May.
Drake May still 3 years younger, so that's the other reason why I wanted May over Daniels originally when we worked out when we were in the draft at that time.
Yeah, I remember,
because he was younger, he was a little bit more raw, but he also had the stature to take the hits. He's 6'4". He's a big lad. You know what I mean? He looks like Josh Allen. You know what I mean? He's a bit like that kind of size, which can handle hits more, as in better. But Jaden, which we know, was a lot slimmer. You're worried about the hits, and now we're finding out that he's banged up all the time. Unfortunately, and it's not always his fault. I say there's plenty of blame to go around. And JD technically is the better quarterback, yes. But because of, say, probably longevity, probably how his body's going to be able to handle all these hits over the next few years, I probably would have picked Drake May personally. But again, JD's still a great quarterback. It's just that he's not been playing well. I think his confidence is through the toilet. And it doesn't help that he's got 2 banged up knees, banged up legs, and now a ridiculous elbow. So
yeah, I mean, Rod's right. He said, I think the knee injury and the lack of confidence in his receivers is causing a delay in a passing. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all it needs, though. It's got to be gone that 1 second extra. It's too late. The window's gone. Do you know what I mean? Like that's just what it is in the NFL.
And Lawrence, I agree with you. Drake May is having a cracking year, and you only have to look at that quarterback class that came through. I don't think there's a single miss in that quarterback class. I really don't. I think, I look at all the quarterbacks that were taken, even Penix, he's doing really well. I mean, who else is there? Bo Nix, decent quarterback. JJ McCarthy, maybe we pump the brakes on that one a little bit. Was McCarthy Daniels' class? Yes, he was, wasn't he?
He was, because he missed last season, didn't he, with the injury?
That's right, with injury. So, yeah.
I mean, I'll give McCarthy props. He looked good last week, I tell you that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of McCarthy, but no, he did look good against Detroit.
He looked good. He looked good against. You're right. Yeah. He did look good last week, but I'm not convinced on McCarthy just yet.
No. I say I'm not a big fan of him.
The coach that he's got, the coach that he's got there in what might, oh God,
McDaniels.
No, McDaniels is it Miami. Do you know I'm losing? I'm losing the plot. Anyway, he's a bit of a quarterback whisperer, and he had Sam
What are
Darnold
you on
playing
about? McConnell.
out of his skin. McConnell. Thank you. There you go.
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell. You think we should know that, being fucking Redskins? Anyway, he had Sam Darnold playing like, unbelievable last year, and look at Darnold. I mean, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns.
I mean, he went perfect for the first half. 19 for 19, mate. 19 for 19.
I know.
What's that tell you about our defense?
Well, we're going to get into it now. What about the defense? I mean, Joe Witt's decided he's coming out the booth and he's going to be on the sideline for this game. He's been
forced into that, mate. He's been forced into that. He doesn't want to be anywhere
That's the final straw. That's the final straw, isn't it? It has to be. I
don't understand why that makes a better difference, doesn't it?
It doesn't. It's harder, in fact, because you can't see the rest of the
you can't see the whole play. Yeah, exactly. At least from a bird's eye view, you can see a bit better what's going on and is guys out position or not. You can't see that really on the sideline as much. I don't get it,
I know it was Witt's idea, Scott. He's apparently been asked by a couple of players as well to go down. I don't know if it's
what's he going to do? So he can give some rah-rah on the sideline. Is that what it is? Some rah-rah.
I think so. And get into the players.
If you can't be motivated and fucking 10 million a year or whatever it is, mate, get out of my team. Do you know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't need a rah-rah guy on the outside of the field in between plays saying fucking get a grip. You should know what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? By the time it comes to game day, you should know what the hell you're doing, man. Like,
I think for me, the defense, which we'll get into now, obviously injuries play a huge part in what we're doing. Losing Harris, losing Dorrance Armstrong, losing
it doesn't help.
Losing others that are in there, Dietrich Wise, not helped you in any way, shape, or form. But this is down to scheme as well, and it's down to fit, and it's down to what is happening. Joe Witt's defense was terrible last year. He couldn't stop the run. We had issues. We patched it. We patched it through, and it worked because we didn't have many injuries this year.
We put 30 plus every week up last season. That's the difference.
That's true.
Our defense was conceding 28 a lot of times or more. So Witt has been piss poor since he's been here. He's just not it, man. And I mean, I get the point there with what Lawrence mentions here. He goes, DQ defensive coach in his own right. If you blame Witt, we should blame DQ. Well, yes and no. I mean, I blame DQ for not firing his ass, being honest. I think for me, DQ is on 2 strikes. I know, like I mentioned that on your pod. I think he's on 2 strikes, bro. I really do. I think one more and he's fucking gone. I really do. A big one.
I mean, I don't even think he's.
Joe Witt needs to be gone, bro. Joe Witt needs to be gone. Everyone knows he needs to be gone. We've seen a year and a half of him, and he's done fuck all. He's not improved anything. He hasn't got an idea what he's talking about, and he's got no idea to get these guys performing. So for me, he needs to be gone right now, and DQ should take over play calling.
I agree completely with you there.
DQ's doing that for. You can't even understand the situation with fucking Jaden's banged up as hell and let him play on. He doesn't need to. That's the kind of situational awareness our head coach has got. So I'd rather have him back actually calling plays, scheming up things like that. That's what he's good at. So get him doing that.
I don't disagree with you in what you're saying there. I do disagree with you in the fact that I don't think DQ's anywhere near looking like he's going to be fired. Him and AP are easy golden. No chance.
AP is safe for a long time, but to be fair, AP is going to be getting questioned as well soon. I'll tell you that.
He should be. So he should be in some ways. But questioning is one thing. Being on the hot seat or having a seat that's warm.
DQ's on a hot seat. I bet you Harris is sitting there going, I bet you.
Nah, not for me.
I'm not saying he's getting fired. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's getting fired. But I'll tell you what, if we lose all these rest of these games, whatever, like which realistically could happen.
Yeah.
He'd be fired then, I'll tell you that.
No, don't think so. I think the injuries have made the too big a difference here. I think even this is his second year. He just got us to the NFC Championship. You can't.
Yeah, we overperformed
and shouldn't even be questioned.
That we overperformed last season. We did. We hit form at the right time. He did enough, and the best performance of all was Detroit's away. I thought it was fantastic. Defense and offense was superb, but we haven't seen enough of those games. We haven't seen enough of that. Now, you understand this year, you go, well, there's plenty of injuries, and I get it, and we don't have as much talent because we are banged up. I get it. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's like, I'm not blaming DQ for losses. I'm blaming DQ for situations. Do you know what I mean? I'm blaming DQ for things like, I say, the Jaden thing and other starters that he probably could have pulled at that point. I'm blaming that he's loyal to a fault with Joe Witt. Like, I'm even though you think, well, loyalty is a great thing, but the thing is, though, that Witt's had enough time. It isn't like he's been in a few weeks or a couple of months and then he's fired his ass.
I don't disagree with that. That's one thing we're on with. We both agree with that completely.
So for me, that's why I think Deeg is on 2 strikes in my book. I know you might go, whatever, you're talking shit, but from what I'm seeing, I'm seeing bad errors. I'm seeing bad schoolboy errors. And that's from a guy who's 50 plus years old, been in the NFL for 30 plus years. This guy seems to know the game inside and out. Why is he making these silly errors? Why did that not even come to his thought about these things, you know? And it's not, unfortunately, the nepotism doesn't work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, bring your boy across, and DQ's always like, you know, protecting Witt. The thing is, though, Witt's just not good. He's just not cutting it. He's just not good enough.
You're right there, and it should. And I think we might, if this doesn't work, this could be the final straw for Joe Witt. Does he get fired in season? I still don't think it happens. He
probably won't, but he should. He should have been gone 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we know that. Like, we've all said that. We have all said that. And that is exactly. And Rod has a point here. He said, why in week 9 are we still talking about communication problems in the defense, bad scheme, poor coaching? Agreed. You know, what more can you do? You've gone from a 3-4 to a 4-3 to simplified to fucking quarters
to nothing.
Nothing's worked. Nothing's worked. So it's either piss poor players, which I believe is part of the problem. It's injuries, which again I believe is part of the problem, or it's coaching. So it's down to one thing, and unfortunately the buck stops with Joe Witt.
Well,
and that's where it's going, and I don't disagree with that. I don't think it's a point to say that DQ is even on a hot seat. I don't think that at all. I think he is safe for at least another season. If you can give Ron Rivera 5 years, there's no way
that wasn't Harris.
I know, but Harris isn't like this. If you look at his other sports teams, teams. Oh, he's fired dudes, yeah, but he's not going to fire. I don't think he fire him straight away. I don't think that happens.
I mean, obviously we're being quite reactionary.
You'd have to see serious things off the field. You'd have to see season tickets, blowing up. You'd have to see people not turning up to the stadium, which they are doing still. So,
yeah. But I'll tell you what, we lose to Detroit this week, we won't be seeing any more of that. I'll tell you that now.
Sellouts, maybe, yeah.
It won't be sellouts to us. I mean, it might be the away team fans coming back.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But it won't be majority home fans.
Yeah, if we don't win this game against Detroit, which again is highly unlikely, right? That we're going to beat them, right? If we lose that game, mate, we're down 7. We've lost 7 games, right? So you're never making the playoffs. Even if we beat Miami, it's going to be a hollow victory. It's going to be, It's just like, and then we're going to get absolutely stomped after our bye week because it's all our in division games. It's just like, man, like, I'm not looking forward to the rest of the season, man, at all. I mean, I know
and that's how everybody feels.
But I know the injuries. I mean, the injury list been as long as both of our arms together. Do you know what I mean?
17 people on IR.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it is crazy. And last year we had half of that. You know what I mean?
Not even that. Not even that.
Yeah. So
the most amount of numbers of IR last season, I checked it out, was at one stage in any game week was 5.
Yeah,
and 2 of them were short-term IRs. The 4-weekers. So it's like, what do you do? Scouse sounds like Skip Bayless. We'll see him throw the jersey in a clean garbage can next. Maybe he's done. Maybe it's going to be just me on my own in next.
I'll tell you what. I'll take Skip Bayless's money and influence. I'll tell you that.
I get you. I understand it completely. But yeah, we'll talk more about this in a second because a lot of our fan questions that we've got.
Magic Johnson, mate, he doesn't deal with shit. Yeah.
But I understand that, Lawrence. But the problem you've got is Magic Johnson isn't the majority shareholder of this team. Josh Harris is. He owns 4%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
It's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Magic Johnson stands up to a little bit. How big is Josh Harris? About 5?
We stood next to him. So I know
he's smaller than us.
Smaller than me. So, and I'm 5'7".
So he's about 5'6", right? So he's a 5'6". and you got like what's Magic Johnson, 6'8" or whatever it is,
Something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So
you need to fire Joe Witt's ass. Okay,
knock on the door and say, "Hey, small fry, fucking sort this out. This is shit." And that's exactly what he should be doing. And Howard's like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir."
Maybe. Detroit Lions, we'll get into it. They're 5-3. They're second in the NFC North. Their recent game, their games, they lost to the Eagles 24-20. Giants, they won 40-37. At the Bears, they lost 31-14. Against the Packers, it was a 40-40 tie. Hang on, that's not right. That's Dallas's record. So anyway, we'll forget that bit. I don't know why that hasn't worked out on there. The stats for the Lions: 1,915 yards is Jared Goff. The highest rusher is Jahmyr Gibbs with 551. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 635 yards, and Jack Campbell is their top tackler. Their injuries going into this game: Kobe Joseph has a knee injury, didn't practice. Taylor Decker has a shoulder, didn't practice. Pat O'Connor, a defensive end, has a knee problem, didn't practice. Penny Sewell had a shoulder, didn't practice. Dan Skipper, offensive tackle, back issue, didn't practice. And then the rest were all limited. And this is Miles Fraser, Joshua Pascal, Craig Reynolds, Malcolm Rodriguez, Jacob Sayers, Grant Stewart, Terrion Arnold, Ty Summers, and Daniel Thomas. They're obviously quite banged up as well. You know what I mean? People are playing through injuries. So, yeah, man. As Lawrence says, do we just skip this and talk about Madrid? I don't know. What are your thoughts on the game then? Obviously, it is an absolute must-win if you want to get any resemblance of the season back on track, Scouse. But I already think the season's done.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I agree. I just can't see us taking anything, even taking Detroit close. I can't even see it. Like, it's they're going to be so up for this game, even though they're banged up, like you mentioned. They're going to be so up for this game because we embarrassed them at their home patch last year, and this is the first time they've had a chance to play us since. So I know they're going to come in there and start giving us a fucking whipping, mate. They're going to put belt to arse on us, mate. I'm telling you that now. We're going to concede. We're going to lose by at least 20, at least. So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We got half a team out. And
we've got no idea who's playing where.
They're banged up, but they're still kind of, even they say they've still got Goff, they've still got Gibbs, they've still got Amon St. Brown, they've still got all these weapons, and
Hutchinson.
Hudson, yeah, exactly, yeah, easy. You're right. Hudson signed his new deal as well, like a ridiculous deal recently as well, hasn't he?
Still got Sam Laporta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And our defense can't even catch a cold. Never mind an interception. Do you know what I mean? So, it's just going to be painful to watch, man. It's painful to watch.
It is going to be a hard game to watch. It's going to be a hard game.
I'd be well impressed, even if we keep it close to the half. I would. I'd be impressed with that. I really would. But yeah, it's not looking good, man. I've got zero confidence we get anything out of this.
Same, absolutely the same. The changes that we're going to look at is either Jonathan Jones is going to go on the outside, keeping Mikey Samra still in the slot, or you're going to put Mikey back outside, and maybe do something like Noah or do Noah I or Jonathan Jones in the slot, one of the two. Who
what
comes in? For me, I'd go Mikey back outside if Trey Amos can go. Because obviously we watched Trey Amos, and I said to you and others in the chat when we were watching the game, I was like, he looks quite gimpy. He's come up lame there, and he's on the injury report with a hip injury, and it didn't look right at all. And then there's other ones that we were talking about where people came out of the game, against Seattle. Quan Martin came out of the game. That supposed tackle was pathetic. You know what I mean?
Oh, the one where he kind of like bent over himself.
Yeah, it was pathetic.
No, that's how he probably did how he hurt his hamstring. That's why he's on the thing with a hamstring injury, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yeah. And he went out the game.
It's like, mate, like you can't tackle for shit. I don't understand why people try and just lower the shoulder and that's a good tackle. Like, it just isn't.
No,
you're going to hurt yourself more than you're actually going to hurt the actual guy you actually tackling. I don't get it,
it's just a bizarre tackle technique, isn't it? I just don't understand.
A lot of DBs do it, though. They go low. They throw a shoulder in at someone's knees, and it's like, well, okay, but why don't you just wrap them up? Do you know what I mean? Like, just get your hands around them, fucking wrap them up. No.
Yep. And that's why majority of the time you see linebackers are the best tacklers on a team. I mean, we have to go younger this game. We have to see what this team it has as depth, what it's got underneath it, the Cahos, the bloody Madranos of the world, you know, I don't know.
If you can't get in this team at the moment, good. You're not going to make it in the NFL if you can't get in this defense.
These need to play. What's a linebacker? Lawrence says. Yeah, I mean, this team hasn't known.
Hey, Bobby's like, I think Bobby's still one of the top tackles in the league. Never mind.
He is. Yeah, he is. He's ridiculous. You know? I mean, at tackling,
he's a tackling machine. That's what he is.
He's never had any coverage skills or side to side speed.
He's always been awful. And this is another thing goes back to wit. Why are we seeing guys in coverage that should never ever be in coverage in a day in their life? You know what I mean? Like even when Wagner was prime, he was doing what he does now. He was a tackling machine. He was never out in coverage. Cam Chancellor was doing all that. You know what I mean? So, like when it's Legion of Boom days, it's kind of like, look, man, put your players in the best position to win, man.
Which is what he said he would do.
That's exactly Witt tells the game, but doesn't actually produce the game. He doesn't. I know I'm flogging dead horse for that one, but you know what I mean. It's just like,
I know what you're saying.
Like, you know, this guy's good at doing this. Okay, then let's put him in a position that he can actually do that on the field regularly.
I want to see Luvu as a full-time edge. You know, we're going to have to because we've got nothing else there anyway.
He's not. Yeah, but the thing is, though, he's not a true edge rusher. I mean,
no, he's not.
You know, this is the thing. Like, he doesn't have the skills. Like, you know, like when people got swim moves and spin moves and all this, he doesn't have all that. Because at the end of the day, he's a straight rusher. Like, he rushes
off-the-ball linebacker,
off the ball deep and comes late with the blitz. That's what he's most effective. But it's kind of like now you thought, oh yeah, well he can rush it a little bit, so we'll take him up against the best tackles in the league. It's game over. Like Luvu's not that guy. You know what I mean? Like
against Penei Sewell if he's fit.
Yeah, exactly. It's never happening. Sewell just do this to him, hold him there. You know what I mean? Your hand in the face and just hold him there like that because you won't be able to move anywhere. You know. And this has always been the problem with. We mentioned at the start of the season we didn't have any true edge.
Yeah, and we'll get
true pass rushes. Now Armstrong was looking good. I'll give him that. He was looking real good.
So was Wise.
But Wise only lasted 2 games and then he was done. You know, well at least Armstrong lasted like 6 games before he went out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he looked like he was on target for big sack here, a real big sack here, and then obviously he went out and that was it. But yeah, man, it's just painful. Like, so we can't have anything that was nice. You know, Armstrong was actually playing above the year. And, oh, man. Yeah. Where's the elephant edge being? Yeah, exactly. Well, as soon as you lose Wise and you lose the other guy who was on the outside as well, you know, a lot's been put on Kinlaw, but it's not really. He's done okay. Don't get me wrong at times, but yeah, it's not. It's just not work, man. Yeah. So whatever way you want to play it, whatever way you want to see it or say it or whatever, it's just the case of this defense is crap. And you know,
I think it's the worst.
It lacks true talent.
I think it's the worst defense in the whole of the NFL. I really do. So Scott G had a question for us. He said, will the secondary improve with Mike Sandra still moving to the outside now that we've had Lattimore's injuries? And obviously he is in our chat as well. So thanks for putting the question in, Scott.
I mean, last year he was excellent outside. So why not give him another shot out there? Let's see what he can do. See if he can still do it. Lattimore, I mean, yeah, I mean, so many ups and downs with that dude, isn't it? You know, 1 minute he does a brilliant move where he gets an interception the week before and then blows his ACL the next game. You know, it's just like kind of okay, yeah, this is just our luck, you know. But Lattimore's not been great anyway for the whole season. He's been up and down, mostly down, but you know, there was some positive bits. But yeah, these to be fair, this might be a slight blessing. Is that they'll put if it was me, I'd be putting Sam still outside and Noah I back in the middle because that was what was working well for us last season. Oh, well-ish, as in ish, you know. But we'll have to see how it goes and see what Witt decides to do. Knowing him, you probably put fucking Wagner and fucking a cornerback. You know what I mean? That's what you probably do. You know, fucking idiot.
Next one that we've kind of talked on already is from Richard Cameron. He's at Mr. Rich Cameron. A shout out to him. Met him at the London Games, top bloke, and he said he'll obviously be in Madrid as well, so it'd be good to catch up with him. He says, "Evening, guys. Is it time to sit some of the veterans and give the youngsters an extended run in the team to see what potential we have for next year, or do we continue to grind and do what we can do to win? Stroke support Mariota."
I think while technically you're still mathematically not out of it, I think you're still going to play the guys who are available, who are vets who are available. But I do see the point in giving Carho a game, giving Madrano a full start and let him see what he can do. I want to see that.
We need to see McGee.
I want to see, yeah. But McGee keeps getting hurt. Hasn't he got an hamstring or is that?
No, let me go back. Go back.
It's not McGee then. It's Owens in it. It's Owens. I keep getting confused between those two.
But Tyler Owens again at safety. I mean, realistically, probably going to see Revo and.
Revo's the only one who can tackle. He's the only one who can tackle, and he's the only one who actually brings the boom, as in like some fire, some actual energy. Nobody else in that defense does. And Revo, don't forget, Revo is not a starting safety. No. Revo's never been a starting safety. He's never been good enough to start because he's always inconsistent. At least you know what you're going to get from him. He's going to put his body in there. He's going to tackle better than most, and he's going to lay the boom. And I'm happy to see him on the field to see that bit, but I also know that he's going to get toasted at times because he's never been a starting safety in his whole career. So again, now you've got potential. Why don't you try somebody else instead of Kwon with a stupid hamstring guy who can't fucking tackle?
Yeah, agreed. It's going to be tough sledding. The second question from Rich, she says, is will Joe Whitt moving to the sideline make any difference whatsoever? I think we've probably covered that already. But
the only difference is that he's just going to be heading to the fucking toilet to take a shit before quicker. That's all. Because he's going to shit himself as soon as that game starts.
Lawrence says we made a mistake letting Chin go. I mean, probably, but I don't really necessarily agree 100% with that. I think Harris was a good replacement. I think losing him has been one of the keys.
I still think Chin's better.
I still think Chin's
better than Harris. I do think we should have kept Chin. That was one of the errors of AP letting him go. But again, like I've mentioned many times, AP's got a number for you, and if you're asking for more than that, you're not getting it. End of story. True. There's all well and good, but the thing is, there's all well and good being like a hard or tough negotiator. But the problem is, if the player doesn't back down, and you don't back down, well then who wins there? The team doesn't win, does it? The team doesn't win. Terry eventually backed down. That's the reason why he got his contract what he wanted, because he wanted a lot more than that. We know that, yeah. And that's why now he has got some injuries. He's staying off. He doesn't play. He doesn't play through any hurt injuries now. I think, oh, mate, now it's it and done. See what I mean? So that's a motivational thing. Oh, you dick me, I'm going to dick you. That could be something that's going on in his mind, potentially. Chin probably wanted, I don't know, 10, 12 million a year, whatever it is, which is probably a lot for a safety. But no, AP's like 7. Okay, then I'm walking then. Okay, then fine. Well, now we've got Revo playing. Because Will Hours gets hurt straight away. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and Will Hours is a cheap signing as well. So it's not like he's not spending big dollars in free agency.
But then at the same time, we've had this conversation where the problem we had is lots and lots of people had a big amount of salary cap going into the off season. Yes, there were players potentially available. So did we. You're right, but I mean, look at New England, who absolutely went mental and splashed the cash. But at the same time, anyone who was on a team already who were like, I want to stay, but I want to get paid, got paid. Look at Myles Garrett and the Brink truck that they went, I'm leaving Cleveland. Thanks, Cleveland. Oh, here you go. Here's a bucket load of cash. All right, I'll stay. Exactly. TJ Watt, the same. Oh, yeah, I'll stay. All the other ones, Hendrickson. Oh, here's more money. I'll stay. Do you see what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily mean that we weren't in for of course it does, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we weren't in for these players. So maybe that's part of it as well if we're going back. But I mean, Rod's got some really good questions here, which we need to probably touch on.
Are we stingy, though, mate? Are we stingy?
Maybe. Rod says, due to no small part in injuries, it reminds me of a football team where a manager sets out his team and formation to play and it doesn't work and he's unable to fix it. How do we fix the Commanders? Is it training? Is it roster building, depth? When 47 players have been signed to this roster, where do we lay the blame, and who is at fault?
There's a lot of blame to go around, like I mentioned earlier. There's a lot of blame. AP does have to take a big chunk of it. In the day, it's his team.
47 players we've
He's
churned
the
over.
guy who hires and fires players. At the end of the day, the coach is just coach. Even DQ was like, yeah, of course you get the input. Oh, this guy would be great for us. Blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, AP's the guy who gets the guy signed or not. So AP does have to take a lot of the blame for this one as well. He's not drafted very well either. That's the other thing.
He hasn't.
He had what did he have last year? Was it 3 second rounders?
Not last year, year before. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
And we've got Sinnott, Mikey, and Newton.
Yeah. So Sinnott has been a fucking forgotten man. I don't know what's on with him. I want to see more of him. Forget Zach Ertz.
Yeah, agreed.
Forget Zach Ertz now. He's done. Like, no, mate. You can be on the bench. I want to see a lot more Sinnott. Well, that's the point. You want to see what you've got. You want to see. Yeah, I want to see if he's got it. Has he got what it takes? At the moment, he's looking a lot better in his blocking. You can see he's worked on it. You know, he's been blocking out in space, stuff like that, which has been a lot better. But I want to see him as a receiver. I want to see if he's got it from that angle. Can he be a dual threat guy, or is he another Bates? Now, Bates is useful, but he's not going to win your tournament. He's not going to win your games. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. You need that kind of star receiver, tight end. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
All the top teams have got one. I'm not even though the Raiders aren't, but but in general, yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at that. Warren, massive improvement in that tight end room. Then you look at Mahomes. You know, he's got Kelsey. Okay, he's on his way out, but he's still good enough at the moment. And then, you know, you look at Detroit. You've got Laporta. You've got Buffalo. You've got Kincaid, and you see what I mean. So you can go through all these really good sides. Have got a good tight end who can catch a ball. You know
Goddard, Andrews, Dickens. You know what I mean? They've all got one. Everyone's got a really good. They're all
better than our guys. They're all better than our guys. And of course,
even in Njoku at bloody Cleveland.
Yeah. He's better than what we've got. He's better than what we've got.
Should we take a look at Asante Samuel? Lawrence says, I would take a look at him. Yes, but I don't think he gets to us. He's got interviews all week with like 7 different teams that are interested in him. So I don't think he even gets to here.
Unless we offer him big money, or AP rings him and says, we'll offer you this. That's the only way we're going to get him. But as you know, AP's not like that. He doesn't spend big money. Big money. The only time he went full out for a natural person in a draft, and that included like the draft capital or whatever, was actually the quarterback that was the biggest bust of all time, Trey Lance. And that was part of Lynch,
as well.
So it's kind of like maybe he got burned from that.
Maybe. I'm reading it here. It says it's going to be a busy couple of weeks for Asante Samuel Jr. He's visiting the Panthers today. After that, it's the Packers on Thursday. Then it's the Vikings on Friday, 49ers on Monday, Bears Tuesday, Steelers Wednesday. We ain't getting him.
Yeah, he ain't coming to us, let's face it.
Do you see what I mean? It's just, at the end of the day, why would you come here?
You're going to one of those guys, aren't you? You're going to one of those guys that are just going to be a contender. I mean, look at what Indianapolis did at the trade deadline.
Yeah, I know. I saw that with Sauce Gardner.
What is Sauce Gardner? Okay, so this is the new owner. The daughter of Jim,
who's been on the sidelines.
been on the sidelines and listening after all the earpieces and that, and listening to all the combos. She's learning the game, man. And she went to the GM, said, "Do you want to win now or what?" Like. Because we're playing well.
What did they get? Two first rounds.
2 first, didn't he, for him? Yeah.
And AD Mitchell as well, I think.
Yeah, but AD Mitchell's okay. I mean, I think
second rounder last year. You know what I mean? So you can't.
Obviously they must think Sauce is way, way better to be able to do that.
Which I agree with. I think he is way, way better. But that's the interesting piece. I mean, I've seen people on X and social media and all sorts chatting shit, saying, "Well, why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we? Why have we stood pat? Why have we got anything?" Because we haven't got anything to sell.
Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, if you look at the Jets, they've got no QB for a start. They've got so they're going to have to do something at the quarterback position. Yes, they had Mitchell, who went to where did he go? Quinton Williams, sorry, he went to Dallas.
The follow point from Scott. Mm-hmm.
AD has been on the bench ever since he boneheaded play against dropping. Okay, fair enough, Scott. I didn't know that.
So punished him and then traded him.
Traded him, got rid. Yeah,
that's what you do to shit players or players who make big mistakes.
Dallas obviously traded for Williams as well from the Jets, but they've got young talent who are on rookie contracts. Not necessarily paying people at the moment, and it's like, hey, we'll take this on. I'm not sure if Sauce Gardner's still on a rookie deal.
No, he signed a new deal.
No, I think he signed a new deal, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So on that one though, that's why you do that. So you've now recouped 3 first-round picks. Cheers, and then you've got another one in the draft as well. 2027, they're going to be absolutely stacked.
Jets have decided to go, do you know what? We're blowing it all up. We've got the brand new GM as well. Got a brand new GM. Because all these guys, Sauce and all that, they weren't even his picks. So he's going, well, you know what? We're going to keep Glenn as the head coach. Let's just blow it all up and get the players they want. And the thing is, Jets had talent that they could trade.
Yeah.
They had the Sauce Gardner, they had the Quinn and Williams, they had these other dudes.
Garrett Wilson, as Lawrence points out.
Garrett Wilson, and they could have probably got rid of Breece Hall as well.
Absolutely.
He wanted to go. So they could have got something for him too. They've got talent. Even though the Jets are technically worse than us in records and everything else, and if we played them, we'd probably beat them. But talent-wise, they're way better than us. So they had actually some actual collateral that he could actually get some picks back for, and he actually got some good ones. And
young talent-wise, yes, they did. They just couldn't put it together as a team, and they don't have a QB. So that shows you how much it is. I mean, Scott and Lawrence point out there, $120 million this off season. For Sauce Gardner, yeah, you're right, and you did say that he got a new deal.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, but the thing is, though, the GM learned his lesson, didn't he? He gave him his contract, realized Sauce has dropped his level, and you know what? I need him gone. Let's get 2 picks and AD Mitchell sound, because Sauce has been on down year.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
Year.
No, he hasn't been great this year.
So GM has done the right thing there. He's meant, you know what? I'm going to get rid of my losses now before people realize that Sauce is not bothered now. Now he's been paid.
Final question we've got. Final question we've got for the pod. Rod again. He said, "Have we failed in the following areas?" I'll read them out to you, and we can probably go through them one by one. We'll go back to him. He says, "Recruitment, especially in a wide receiver, as we had Terry in a contract discussion, Debo coming off his worst season, Noah Brown injury prone, Luke in development, and we take Jalen Lane who has poor hands."
Yes.
Don't disagree with you. It's a tough one. Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
And I said this way back in the summer when we were having problems with the Terry deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying this will cause problems to the team. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the season, Terry's stock was as high as it gets. Highest TD record, championship game, all the rest of it. Yeah. His stock was at its all-time high. Everyone was going, you got to pay the dude, yeah. But then obviously got some people say, oh no, 25 mil, and he ended up being that, by the way. But the thing is like that standoff between him and AP really fucked up the team, man. Because I said before, top players who come to us who are contract years, they're going to go, I'm not going to get paid here. So what's the point in putting it in? If Terry, before Jaden came on, was the face of the team, couldn't get paid. What we kind of, we thought was maybe slightly more than probably what he was probably worth. He didn't get it. And eventually, held out, and then that shit affects players, man. It does. I know it's another person, it's not you, but in the back of your mind, it's there, man. And I think that actually causes problems. As in team
cohesion. Yeah, absolutely. That it's not the same. Yeah, I agree with that.
The team isn't together like this. Last year, there really was a brotherhood. They're fighting for each other all the time. Like you could see it. You can see it in the videos between, in the montages and everything else. Nowadays, you can't even see that. You don't see that this season.
No, you don't.
And again, I think the crack started when this problem with Terry. I really do. So
second one that he said is edge. He said it wasn't addressed. Wise was a good option, but it was a punt. And he's not wrong with that. I mean, me and you stood at the draft going, that's not a fucking edge rusher. Then in the second round, it's like, Oh, we haven't got a pick. All right, okay. Oh no, sorry, that's not an edge rusher either. What the fuck are we doing? We didn't get anybody. We didn't get anybody at all in the draft. And then you've got Ezeraku out there. You've got others out there who've made a difference this season. Yeah, that was a puzzling one with Josh Connolly Jr. I understand why it was done, but what we have to say here for AP, and we can't bag on AP, or I can't, is he took a swing and he's missed. It's a strikeout.
Yeah.
He's
missed. But the thing is, though, that probably is going to, again, we're going to be in a rebuild again and again.
No, but we were always in a rebuild. Now there's nothing more Washington than being 2 years away from being 2 years away. That's exactly what
that's exactly what we're going to be.
That's what we've always done. But when you get to the NFC Championship game, you then think to yourself, right, well, what? He's now gone shit. I have to now win now. I have to change. I have to change what I'm doing. So he brings in Tunsil, who actually has had a very good season. I'm not going to. Yeah, he needs paid at the end of this season. But he's had a very good season.
You're going to pay him? You think you're going to pay him big money? I don't see AP doing it.
I do.
AP's a stinge, man.
So we have to pay Tunsil. Good move. Kinlaw, was it a bad move? No, I don't think it was a bad move. I think the contract was good for Kinlaw.
But we're looking for true big time difference makers. Like Kinlaw's been, I say he's been okay. No, he's been okay, but he hasn't been great. But you have to surround yourselves with veteran talent.
Was Lattimore quality? When you thought the trade was done, I was singing from the rooftops. Holy shit, this is going to be an amazing signing. I was happy with the
Lattimore deal, but obviously we didn't realize how bad his hamstring was.
Yeah, it's been a terrible deal.
But I mean, as I say, it only cost us what? It was a third round or something like that. Something like
that. Yeah, believe so. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I mean, of course, we could use that now. But the thing is, though,
Debo,
if you look at,
was that a good signing?
Debo. I mean, I think Debo was a good signing, but do I think he's worth 21 million for this year? No, I don't think he is. I think he's a sideline to sideline kind of threat. There's a horizontal threat more than a deep threat. But without Terry being there, who's a true deep threat, Debo's just lost in the sauce. Do you know what I mean? And that's the reason why Debo has not done anything for the past 4 weeks. He hasn't done anything.
What do you think? What do you think of this? We said Lawrence says we took a massive leap forwards last season. Now we've been put back 5 years, which is fucked us as we failed to build a better team during JD's rookie deal. We're still on a rookie deal. We still got 3 years of it to go. Obviously, you can pay him. Not this offseason.
To be fair, with these injuries, mate, and some of the reads that he's missing at the moment, he's not going to be getting paid next year. Like, as in straight away, it'll be later. Do you know what I mean? They might hold and wait out to it and go, is he actually going to be durable enough? I'm telling you.
We don't know. I'm
telling you, man. I mean, and that's always been my worry with JD anyway. He's been is can he be durable? Last season, he missed games with that and made it out to be a rib injury when it was broke. Yeah. And he's trying to play with that, which was crazy. Yeah. He had a couple of games out, didn't he? Mariota came and did really well, This year, we've seen the injuries had this year. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, and we think our offensive line's got better from last season. You had a rookie left tackle, and you upgraded to Tunsil. You think, oh yeah, brilliant, yeah,
absolutely.
Chris Paul's actually played well, and Coleman's been left out in the cold because of it. Biadish, poor. Wiley, poor. Allegretti, fucking awful. Cosme, poor. Connolly, awful. So it's kind of like, well, you think we've upgraded the offensive line, but we really haven't, and JD's got hurt even more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the offensive line's there for, to fucking protect the dude. And it's just kind of like, I just feel, I don't know if it's just a case of poor scheming, poor cohesion, maybe they don't like each other. You just don't know, do you? You know what I mean? Like, there could be something like that. I just don't know. I just don't know what's gone wrong there, because technically, on paper, that team, that O-line now is better than it was last season's starters. And it's played worse. I think it played worse. I think it played better last year than this year, the offensive line. And it wasn't great last year either. I mean, we've got meant to have stud coaches. Like, what's going on? So is it the coach?
That's the other thing. So then the next point that Rod makes is coaching. He says no plan B adjustments in games, same mistakes repeating themselves. The offense didn't train as a unit in pre-season. So, and then he's got game management. He says, when you look back at the signs, we would struggle was clear. Hindsight's a great thing, and no one can predict it would be this bad with the injuries. But coaches are paid big money to assess the team and should recognise the potential issues and address them accordingly.
That's a DQ problem right there.
It is a DQ problem.
He didn't assess the team in the situation it was in and what he should have done. And now you've lost JD for another 4 weeks minimum, and you're lucky that it wasn't his throwing arm.
It could be worse. I honestly thought this was I honestly thought this was a season ender. I mean, has it been confirmed? Has it been confirmed now that he hasn't got any breaks? I've seen John Kine tweet it.
He said there was no breaks. He said it was a clean dislocation, which is very lucky. But now it's just ligament damage, which means that he can play in a brace.
UCL,
he can play in a brace basically because it's just non-throwing arm. If there's non-throwing arm, he definitely would have been out for the season. But I'm pleased that's the only good thing out of that injury is that it was his left arm and it wasn't his right arm that went out. So if that was right, if that's the $1 million arm right there, if that arm's gone, that's it. It's over. It's done, and he'll be done. And we're back to fucking genuine RG3 problems. So it's sometimes, man, you've got to help the player. You've got to help the player
when they can't help themselves. That's part of it as well.
And quarterbacks are like that, especially younger quarterbacks. They're always going to be like that. They're always going to be, no, I'll put myself on the line. I'm a hard worker. I'm a leader. I've got to lead by example. But there's no point in leading by example if you've got one leg. You know what I mean? Or you got your arm in a brace and you can't move it. Or you know what I mean? Like, because you're just going to make yourself worse. You're going to get hurt even more because you're going to get hit because our offensive line's shit. So you're going to get hit many times in that game. So you're not going to play anywhere near your normal level because you would have been smoked by some dude behind you.
So are you advocating shutting him down for a season?
If you lose against Detroit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the season's done. It genuinely is done. There's no way we're going to go and run the table after if you lose next week to get 10.
I agree with Scott here. They haven't released the extent of the injury, is what I was told. It's just he's out indefinitely, is what they've said.
Again, another vague thing for Jaden, isn't it? Another vague thing. When's he out for? Is it a few weeks? Like I say, basically when I was trying to read about these things and how you can get away with it and stuff, a really big time brace on the elbow, he could be back in about 2 to 3 weeks because it's non-throwing arm. If it was a throwing arm, he would have been out for the season.
Okay.
But.
Have you had much dealings with dislocations of the elbow in your field?
It isn't. I mean, it isn't a very, very common from what I've seen them. But you do see them, actually post dislocated, as in once it's been put back in, and you go rehab it afterwards and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So I've done a few bits on that, but it does take it does take a bit of time for those ligaments to heal. They don't have great blood supply. So they take a lot longer to heal than, say, even a small fracture would. Do you know what I mean?
All right.
So it can take longer. But as a player, and the rules slightly change for the NFL players because they play through ridiculous injuries and they shouldn't. That's just my personal opinion. But so he could play probably in about 2 or 3 weeks with a brace.
Interesting.
If he really wanted him back. But I can't see him being Madrid. I can't see him making that. I think it'll probably be after the bye week, and that's if we still got. Is it worthwhile bringing him back? You know what I mean? And DQ's got to genuinely think about this from these next 2 games. He's really got to think about it and say, "Look, man, if we lose both these games, there's no point in bringing him back. You might just leave him there. You might just leave him on, put him on IR and leave him off. You know what I mean? That's it, done." If we lose to be fair, I would do it if we lose to Detroit personally. I mean, because we might beat Miami, even though. Because they're god awful as well.
Yeah, they are.
Clash of the basement teams. You know what I mean? Like fucking shite. But
I bet Madrid's well happy with this one. I bet they were looking at thinking, Tua, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and then we've got Jaden, and they were in the championship. It's going to be a great game. Two god awful sides.
And that's the risk, though, isn't it? When you have a late game. Madrid or foreign game, whatever you want to call it, international game. When they're late, most of the guys are unlucky. There's a lot of bang, they're mostly banged up, if not all injured.
Scott G says he can play in Minnesota, so I can go to that game. Yeah, I agree, mate. I'm with
you.
Yeah,
he's going to come back just for you, Scott G. He's going to come back just for you.
He's like, yeah, that Scott G wants me to play. So
Super G. Yeah.
I'm suiting up. On that, then let's get into it briefly. Miami and Madrid. We're flying out Saturday night, which is an absolute piss take because we did have a flight booked. We did have a flight booked Saturday morning that would get us in fairly early into Madrid. Fortunately, accommodation was pretty much gone, so we couldn't book anywhere for Friday night. Then our flight carrier from Manchester decided to cancel the flight and move us onto Friday night. And we were like, well, we can't go Friday night. What are we going to do? So they've said, oh, well, there's a Ryanair flight on Saturday afternoon. So we don't get in till 9 o'clock Saturday night.
Yeah.
PM.
Shit, really.
Which is just horrendous. So it's pretty much going to be bags out, bags in the hotel, straight out on the beers. It's going to be all right, Scouse. But it's going to be a Washington invasion from what I've seen. There's so many people going to this. Not just from the UK, but from all over Europe as well. And the States. It's going to be massive. There's going to be so many fans going.
It's going to be cool just to be there because at the end of the day, the product's going to be god awful on there. I'm not going to lie.
And that's all I want to do. I want to see people like Lawrence, like Rod. Do you know what I mean? These are the people I want to meet who've been in our chat for so long that you never get the chance to meet. You know, we met people like Deluxe. We've had Scott G on pods. We haven't met him yet personally, but these are the sort of people that you go, I'm going to go and see. You know, Rich
Scott G doesn't leave his house, does he?
So
you're never going to hang out with Scott G.
He's like John Taman, you know, hermits, the pair of them.
These guys don't go out. Yeah.
But it's going to be great. And then you've got people traveling. We've got the usual suspects. We've got Burrows, me, you, Jesse, your brothers going, Ian as well, which will be great to go with. So. Yeah, it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. I know we will probably be in the airport with thousands of Redskins, Commanders, football team, whatever you want to call us. You know what I mean? We're all going to be there. It's going to be an amazing weekend. And the tickets are here. So tickets have come out today. So that'll be quite interesting. You need to go on to StubHub, Scouse, and find out what the hell's
you're not
going
wrong,
on.
Man. You're not wrong. In jokers. I mean... So I know this answer really, but it is so. Do you think DQ feels like sorry for the fans?
No, why would he?
I don't think the players do. I don't think the coaches do.
They don't need to. Why would they feel sorry for us?
Well, if they don't, who the fuck pays their wages, bro? Yeah.
NFL fans, not just us. Remember, it's the generic pot. But
you mean like Dan Snyder hiding all the money? Yeah, you mean like that shit? Yeah. No, but the thing is, though, right? The thing is, though, right? That our guys are going over to Madrid. I say all these people, thousands of people, have forked out some serious coins to go to these games.
I know,
to watch half a team against another half team. And it's going to end up being like, we might win, we might lose. It literally is a 50-50 game for me, that one. You know, it's kind of like if it wasn't because if it wasn't because of all the fans going, I probably wouldn't go. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, well, you know what? Forget it, because you don't care about us. Why didn't DQ take out JD? Honestly, God, it pisses me off. It's like you got to think further ahead, man. Not just at that point and go, oh well, you know, you might get us those 7 points in this 38-7 defeat. No, it's fuck me, you know, and that's it. That's it. No JD for us this against Madrid game.
I know.
You know, I know. We've seen him. We were lucky enough, but a lot of the Skins Commanders fans, whatever you want to call us, I've not seen him live.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like we've been lucky enough to see him live a few times, but a lot of the guys who come and haven't, and now they're not going to be able to. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. Rod says, so it's James Joyce on Saturday night. Apparently so, mate, because apparently there's like a Dolphins kickoff party in the Irish Rover on Saturday. We should just invade that and just take it over. Old school like football. You know what I mean? Like soccer. Just go and take over the pub. We took over your boozer. See ya.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. I think a lot of Miami fans will be selling their tickets ASAP. I tell you that. I don't think they're going to travel, man.
Well, I don't think there's that many actually going. From what I've seen, it's limited. It's about 20,000 Miami fans, is what I've heard. I mean, what's the rest of the Bernabeu attendance going to be? Because that's the other thing. The Bernabeu is going to be epic. So
it's been recently done up as well. It's gonna be nice. So
yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But I'm
What's
sure
the
we'll
hold?
get into that.
What's it called?
86,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna and it's gonna be pretty full. You know, I know there'll
I
be
think
probably some corporates and all that, but
it's pretty much sold out, isn't it? From what I'm led to believe. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I wish you just waited. You know, I wish you just waited.
Oh, I know, because there was tickets back though, weren't there? There was give backs.
Yeah, I'm saying there was give backs. Yeah, and it's like, oh mate,
Yeah.
I could have got us for like fucking 25% of what I've paid for mine. You know what I mean? You know, I feel sick about that, to be honest. But you know, what do you do at the time?
Feeling sick about a lot of things on this podcast.
That's what I mean, man. Sure. It's I'm saying this team, man.
It gets you down.
It
gets you down. But I'm trying to be positive. Let's be
okay. Then tell me. Come on, then tell me some positivity. Come on. You're struggling. Yeah, exactly, man.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can, but there you go. Lawrence says, what happens in Madrid stays in Madrid. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. There you go. All right, well, that just about does us, Scouse. You got anything else, or are you good? Are you good to go?
Done.
All right,
I'm done moaning for tonight.
done you moan. Thanks to everybody who's listening to us. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed and downloaded and done all that good stuff. We really appreciate you. And before we go, to all those who are thinking about it, it's Remembrance Day this weekend. Get out to your local Remembrance Day parade. Polish your medals up if you're ex-forces. Get yourself out there. Go and show your respect. And also, we want to show our respect as well, which we should have done at the beginning of the show, but we didn't. Marshawn Nealand. Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys family and all of the people who, his family personally as well. As a Commanders fan, Redskins fan, doesn't matter who you support. When tragedy happens like that in the NFL, it's it hits us all. And also at the same time, I talk to you. I talk to others in our chat. Listen, if anyone's out there struggles, want to have a chat, give me a shout. You know what I mean? You know where we are on X. You can give us a follow. Reach out. You know what I mean? Brothers talk to each other. Do you know what I mean? Friends talk to each other. Don't just sit there and say the same old shit. He's all right, because sometimes it isn't like that. And I was saying to you before we got going, there's a lot of people who I served with who are currently going through this situation and are doing things to themselves that you shouldn't be doing. I've been to 6 funerals in 2 years. I'm 41, mate. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be doing this anymore. So by all means, if you're feeling low, reach out to someone. Do you know what I mean? A problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. So, yeah, shout out to Marshall and all the Cowboys people. And that's it from us. So we'll see you again next week. We'll be back on same time as always.
Probably Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday.
I've not told you, but probably Wednesday.
Oh, probably Wednesday. All right, then we'll do Wednesday. But yeah, we'll see you next week at some point. That's for sure. But thanks everyone for being with us, and we'll see you again.
One sec, Lawrence. Just contact Harley. Harley, get you one, mate, because he's got the links to getting these sorted.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. And Rod, I haven't forgot while you're in our chat. I know you wanted a hat, but I'm struggling to get the colours. However, I have got something lined up for you, so don't worry about that.
All right. So bye.